I don't know nothing about the history of France. I don't think that's what we're going to do here. Well, I do know a little bit what's going on here in France. It's just right before Marie Antoinette loses her head. So it's where the people decide they no longer want to be ruled by the aristocrats. They want to have a say in their government because they're literally starving to death and people are dying and they have no places to live. So it's kind of like almost some cases where we're at in life. People I talk to. Greetings, all Shard Vixen here. I'm chatting with Cuzwall. There's a lot of people I have met through my life who don't, like I said, don't know the problems that go on in the world. And a lot of it's because the news they watch isn't telling them the problems of the world. They themselves don't experience it because they live in wonderful, beautiful places that don't really have much problems. And I have friends who will tell you they pay the extra cost so that their children can grow up in neighborhoods where they can ride on, the sidewalk. And so they, even though they're mad that there's this distinction between people, they are willing to be part of it so that their children can live a lifestyle that's different than their own. And I get that's how we all are, but again, if we all live behind gated societies and never pay attention to anybody about who's on the other side of the society, what does that say for us? Kind of like in Judge Dredd, I think, isn't it, where they talk about the underground people? Yeah. So if you think there's no underground people because you never see them, right? Or when you do see them, they're only doing bad things. So in your mind's eye, the garbage people are bad. But what if everything they're doing is just because they have no way to do anything else? Then that changes the story. But if nobody is explaining that to you, then how do you know that that's what the story is? And so that's the problem, is education, really. It's people trying to figure out what it means to be part of a wholer world and realize this shit happens. I mean, I'm shocked still when there's things that I see on the internet people share with me, where a child has been shot and nobody's going to jail for it, even though they know who the person was. I mean, that intrigues me. How is that? Because I was taught that, you go to the police and everything's taken care of, but there are places where you can't do that. You're going to be the one they decide did it or hurt you or don't listen to you, or don't care. And so when people, like my mother's bad for that. I'll say, oh, did you hear about this? No, I don't want to talk about that. She just doesn't want to know. It doesn't have an impact on her, so she doesn't want to know. There's nothing she can do about it. She doesn't want to know. I said, but isn't it better we know about it? Even if we can't do anything about it, it's good that we know. Because pretty soon, just by knowing, we can start changing things. But and there's many people that are like that. They don't want to hear the bad stuff. They just want to forget that there's things that sometimes we can't forget. Sometimes we just can't. I mean, how much we'd like to. I mean, there's days I'd like to wake up and read the news. The worst possible thing that could happen in the news is a cat got stuck in a tree. Well, the French Revolution happened because of the exact same issue. They didn't like the way they were being treated, and they wanted people to treat them better. People who were supposed to treat them better, who weren't. And those people were like, we're not talking to you anymore. You don't exist. We're going to stay out here and do our own thing. We're going to stay in our palaces and do our own thing. So you can't tell us that's what we have to do now. Well, you know, I'm okay. So usually I'm pretty good at the whole storyline of the assassin, what their play in the his assassins is, but I don't know what his play is in the assassins. I don't know if they're supporting the king or if they're supporting, because it sounds like the assassins are supported by the king. So then that would mean that they, in well, the mission I'm doing right now, they've told him he has to go get these secret letters that the king has that implies that he is in cahoots with the assassins. And Arno here doesn't want to do it because he believes that the people should have their right to rebel. And so we're now getting where the two people are not agreeing. Hey there, Feely. Sorry, I just clicked on the thing. Hello, MLM. How are you? I'm sorry I didn't see you saying hi. You're a little late for an 8-year-old to be watching TV. So that's the history right now, is that apparently the assassins are supporting the king. But that's not going to come down well then. They shouldn't be supporting the king because they're all about, their whole creed is that they do what they want. Well, they don't believe that the Templars have a right to meddle in what the course of the politicalness. You're not watching any TV, you're watching a tablet. Kind of the same thing there, Mr. MLM. But that's fine. Thanks for stopping by. And my grandson watches me too at times. So the whole purpose here would be is that whereas the assassins would not support the king per se, they will not let the Templars support the king or the rebellions or anybody else. They don't want it to tip the scales. They want them to let it go. Let the people decide, not, let the course of history run its course and not help them in any shape or form. But this is a tricky one, though, if you think about it, because in Assassin's Creed 3, Connor finds out that George Washington was a Templar first, and because he's English, right? So he's a Templar, and they just killed me. I wasn't watching my health there, buddies. George Washington's a Templar to begin, and then so Connor is helping his grandfather protect Washington for that reason. But then, somewhere in the midst of it, George Washington stops being a Templar and is being supported by the assassins. So I just feel like the assassins are always going to support a revolution no matter what, because that's what the people want. Not necessarily what the government wants, not what's good for them. See, they're looking for the papers now. Okay, so they are also looking for the papers. These guys here, which they're the rebellions. This is not the rebellions. These are the weird military dudes. Can't figure out their place in it. Because they're not the rebellions, revolutionaries. These guys are something different. So that's what's confusing about it. Is we have 3 different sections, and I don't know, fractions, and I don't know who all the fractions are. They are like the Freemasons. So I don't know enough about. Yeah, they have all the historical landmarks are very precise. Always in all Assassin's Creed games. I just don't know the history enough to know who the fractions are. So we have the military. They're in the blue. They're in the different coats, like the black and the red and the blues. Then we have these guys here. They're thugs, literally. I think they're Templar thugs. And then we have the people in the regular outfits that are not in red, and they are the revolutionaries. and they help Arno whenever he's out because I did things so that they have to help me. Okay, we're looking for them damn papers, man. So we're the paper, right? No, there's a paper down there, but that's not what we're looking for. I don't know what I'm looking for. Papers, letters. I'm looking for letters. I didn't know much about Renaissance. I mean, I knew enough for art-wise in the Renaissance and stuff, but that's a much easier one to follow because Templars are are sided with some of the people in the Catholic Church, and the assassins are not. That's literally the gist of it. I don't know if they're protecting the people or whatever. They're just not making sure that the Catholic Church doesn't have any way of doing whatever. So you'd have to look it up, I guess, because I'm just not that smart. I'm just not that smart to remember my French. The only thing I learned about French, again, was through art. I had to learn about French art. So during this period of time, there's a lot of really great art that came out. I don't know why they didn't do like the art like they did in Assassin's Creed 2. So you learn a lot about art in the Renaissance. They are in different institutes, perhaps? Maybe. Well, okay, so they're known by their... So, see, these guys here, the blue coats are the military. Those are the Royal Guard. These guys here are mercenaries or thugs of some type. I'm thinking they're part of the Templar thing and have their own agenda, but I'm not positive. And then you have the people out that help him, so I don't know. I don't know, Feely. Like the mafia or the biker groups. Yes, that's what they are. So, okay, let's try this guy again. I got killed here last time. Let's go up here and do this guy. See, he just killed that guard. That's why I'm confused as to what... We know that these guys are not like in the military, that's for sure. And I know the military goes after them periodically. Maybe I'll look that up, and then I'll know the next time I play the game. But then I'll be smart, right? About French history. Okay, we're looking for something. Oh, there's a locked door. Let's go see what that is. Henchmen. They are henchmen. Oh, I can do this one. Oh, too early. I didn't mean to do that. Finger tricker. There we go. Yay, we did it. MLM, if you're still out there, thanks for stopping by. If you're not, I understand. Boring conversation about history. If you're 8, it's not something like... Oh, who's chasing who? Oops. Guess what? Dude, come here. I gotta kill you. Alright. So that's done. Somebody else see me? Okay, so we have to go here. Oh, cutscene. No, you don't want a gut shot. That would be embarrassing.
Certainly don't look like a blood-crazed revolutionary. The hood is a bit sinister, though, if you don't mind my saying.
Serving as rear guard, are you? Convenient how that puts several locked doors between you and the fighting.
Oh, I'm not here at all. Not officially, anyway. But how often does one find the opportunity to poke about in a king's private study?
Looking for anything in particular?
State secrets, private correspondences, personal treasures, that sort of thing.
I do hope we're not eyeing the same prize.
Name it.
Certain letters written to the king, ripe for misunderstanding should the wrong men find them.
I see.
So we are after
Well,
the
then
same
perhaps
thing.
we can help each other. I believe the king has built a hidden vault somewhere in here. If only we could find it.
Are you gonna kill me if I find it? Because that would be a bitch and a half, wouldn't it? Guess what? I have something you don't have. Oh, hey, we completed it. Yeah!
You were saying?
Whoop whoop, whoop whoop.
Very nicely done, my friend.
We did it. 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 Okay. Okay.
Incredible.
Find your prize.
Cornucopia, yes. And you?
Believe so. Yes. This is it. That should take care of that.
I want to know what he
I
found.
suggest we leave. Quickly.
What is that? Our way out.
Cover me, would you?
Cover me with you. Hi, guys. God damn it. Come on.
Where did you learn to fight?
Careful. Okay. Can I go out this way, too? Oh, I have to defend him. I hate that shit. Can't I just kill him? Can I just not kill him? No, stop it.
You are a demon with a blade.
Napoleon? Was that Napoleon?
You are a
Good job. I think you're right. I think that's Napoleon, but they make him look much better looking than he would be.
well done. Just a bit longer.
He's a Templar, though, so that doesn't make us good thing for us.
Where did you learn to fight?
And that's it. Hurry up. It was much shorter, too, so Arno must be really short.
Let's go.
Search everything! I want those documents!
Damn!
Yes, Captain Rui has that effect on
Yeah,
me.
we did it.
Persistent thorn I haven't quite managed to pluck out.
He has information I need. I need to get back up there.
In this mess, you'll never find him again. Come with me, I have a better idea.
Wait, he's a Templar. Oh no, I guess not. It's Frederick
You handled yourself
Roulette.
well back there.
He?
I don't
Oh, it
suppose
is
you've ever
Napoleon. Look
considered
at that.
military service.
You were right, Feely.
I'm not.
He
much
looked like
for
him?
following
Really?
orders.
That's how Napoleon looked like.
Ah,
I guess I'm seeing
vein of
Napoleon
generals
from
and statesmen everywhere.
Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure then in my mind's eye.
I know the feeling.
He wasn't a very bad looking
Men like
dude, was
us
he?
who
Why did he have such a
fight
problem with his height
in the
then?
army. You see, we
He's
can
not
think
much
for
shorter than
ourselves.
anybody else.
If you joined up today, you'd be a marshal in 10
Has
years.
Walt went to
guaranteed.
sleep?
A generous offer, but no.
Where the heart leads, a man must follow. Look me up if you ever
You're
change
just
your mind.
what? Elder Ring.
Bonaparte,
We got really, really quiet, and so I was like,
Second lieutenant of artillery.
You put me on mute. I should be, like, insulted.
Dorian.
Okay, I'm not insulted.
And as a personal favor, if anyone asks,
Don't talk.
I was never here. Watch the whole thing from a furniture shop across the carousel.
I gotta think hard,
Facing the
huh?
crowd. Of course.
Know what that is. Oh, I gotta do this. Oh. Don't go any further, Napoleon. Damn. Ah, shit. I have to follow him. He's gonna. Are you stand still? Oh, good. I didn't want him to keep walking. In the other Assassin's Creeds, they'll walk away from you, and then you like lose them and have to start the whole fucking thing again. I'm like, I don't want to do that. So I was like, don't walk away, Napoleon. Stay there. It's gonna be a 3. No, no, it's 2. And I don't have enough of these to. God, I hate these. Okay, we're not starting it there, that's for sure. So we get a different one. It's a little better. Not better, but a little better. There we go. It's weird how it works. He was short. Yeah, but they're not showing him short here, so Arno must be short too. I mean, Arno's got boots on, and Napoleon and him are about the same size. Look at that. It can't be overly short. His hair wasn't black as in Bill and Ted. You're correct in that, Feely. I don't know why. When I think of Napoleon, though, that's all I see. Probably unfair. I think in my history book they made him short with black hair, too. Dark hair, at least.
What now?
Just a moment.
We're doing what? We're taking cover? Oh, I have to hide. How do I hide? I must hide here, I guess. It has to be right here. Oh, military dudes.
Fine, Corporal. Superb shot. Regular drills are critical to a regiment's success.
We should be going, sir.
We part ways here.
What about Rui?
Give me a few days. I'll see what I can learn of his current posting. Perhaps I can arrange an introduction. Do well?
Do well, Coswalt, in your battles. Look, I did it. Oh, do I go out here? I do. Alright, so, hey, there's a thing over there. I need to see how many... There's one there. There's one there. We might as well get that one. See if we can get that one anyway. Where's the dude I see there? I gotta kill the criminals. Is there another one? Or was he the only one? I think he was the only one. Good.
Hey, what are you afraid of? I've only ever killed a few hundred
Fucking. Ow. Oh, this guy hit me with a shot. They shoot me all the time. I die because they shoot me. I don't die because they stab me unless they all gang up on me. He hit me. I just normally said ow. Feely, who are the guys in the red? You should find that out for me because I know you could. We have to see where our... No, I think they're thugs, personally. Like mercenaries. I think they're Templar mercenary thugs. Is it underground? It is. Fuck. Oh, it's right behind me. Because they get to walk around and nobody does anything, but yet it seems like they get in trouble too, so it's almost like if they behave themselves, they'd be fine. So even though I don't like the key mechanisms here for the locked chest, it's much easier than it was in Assassin's Creed 3. Those chests, I never opened all of them. Literally, never got to open them. Well, yeah, you have to purchase the skill. I don't like that, but also what happens is that it is really just being able to have good insight to tagging him. Oh, I can't protect him because he's gonna kill him and I'm not gonna be able to get down there in time. So he's dead. I failed that one. He's dead and I failed it. I gotta go in here, I think. Ooh, no, maybe not. Where am I going? Are you beating up a chicken? Yeah, it sounds like a chicken or an eagle. Oh, that was that squealing I heard. See, I heard this squealing, so I was like, what the hell are you killing? That game I was playing was like that, remember? What the fuck is it? says it's here, but I don't see it. It has to be down underneath me because I'm not seeing it here. Let's go down. I don't see a way in though. Okay, let's see if we can get down there this way. Nope, no way in here. Okay. Am I too far? I'll go over here and kill these guys first. See here, they're allowed to walk around. And nobody does anything. These guys get busy with me. Okay, where'd they go? They're not after me, so I'm alright. Okay, where's that? He wants to what that did it? It says there's one over here, but I'm not seeing it. Let's go up here. I've been having a lot of weird glitches where things aren't where they're supposed to be. It's not showing up. We'll see in a minute. I don't see any. There is a. Ophelia, I was just saying you could look it up, see who these guys were. It'd be over here if it was. But when I hit my site, it's not coming up. Weird. Yeah, it's not showing up. Maybe it is underground. Let's go see. There's stairs over here. Drop, please. Drop, please. Killed you. Fine. I'm going this way for a minute. Okay, well, I gotta go on the other side then. The boar is back. Oh. Cause Wolf's lost his souls again. You're behind in the stream. I know. It's alright. I was gonna have you look up something, but it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It should be right there. Oh, nope. Here it is. They didn't show these as being here. That's weird. They didn't show the. See, it's not showing the stairs to be there. That's weird. Weird, weird. We're gonna let it go in a minute because I'm sure I'm not gonna find it now. Nope. Yeah, it's not showing up, so we'll just let it go. It's fine. It's fine. When I put it on the. Push it though. Let's see what comes up. Let's see where it puts it. Not showing it. I am not getting a single bite on that. It's so weird. It's gonna be alright, let's go here. See if we can find it. It's not here though. It's over on the other side. It's over here. Yep, nada. They're fighting over something. I mean, it's not even showing my marker. I don't know. Alright, so these guys with the swords right here, they're the revolutionaries. Those guys, that guy with the funky hat. I don't know why there's a door over there, it's not showing up. Weird. All this shit's not showing up. Normally this would show up because it'd be a locked thing. Doesn't matter that there's nothing in here. It would show that. Okay. Where's that dude? Oh, this guy here. That was cool. That was pretty cool. You see that? He did a kick and killed him in a kick and then stabbed guy. Interesting. I don't know. That was just a weird thing. I don't think it's a finisher. Which is weird. Okay, so what happened here? Oh, it's not keeping that. Why is it such a weird one? Okay, so mark it. Oh, where is it? It is underground, but it's not showing up in my... Okay, where's that? What are you gonna do? I don't know why you... This guy here says he's gonna show you in something like duckies or something. I don't know what a ducky is, so yeah. Okay, it's not popping up for whatever reason, so we're gonna say goodbye. Goodbye. It's saying it's underground, but I don't know how to get it. I don't see any. Yeah. Oh, well, maybe over here. Nope. It's really weird. So it's showing it down below me, but I'm not. There's no. I went. There's no way to get over here. So, all right. Well, we'll just. We won't get it. I'm fine with it. It's weird that it's popping up and I can't see where it's at all. It shows me where my marker is, but it's not showing me the actual thing I'm supposed to get. So I don't even know if it's down under there. So we're not gonna worry about it. Okay, so what are we doing now? We have to do something else. Where's my memory taking me? I would have thought with the completion of that, I would have ended up with level up, but I guess not. Well, I don't see an exclamation mark where I'm supposed to go next, so maybe we'll just do some stuff over here. Okay, what do we have? We have a yeah, sometimes I have to go back, but I found it. September Massacres. That's what we're doing next. Baludi and his men are storming Le Grand Châtelet prison and executing prisoners. Find him and stop him. Okay, cool. We can still do that because it's a level 3. I don't know why the other memory sequence 8 was difficulty was a 4 though, and this one's a 3. Seems weird, but okay. I found the storyline is the history as much as possible of what's occurring right now with the Assassins and the Templars. Yes, but it also has. We also have Paris stories. So we have Paris stories with case files. And then there's something else we have. What is it? Where's the progress tracker? There it is. So, single player, I'm at 75%. I'm in sequence 1, I'm at 75%. For single player missions, I'm at 36%. Paris stories, I'm at 33%. Total sync is 27%. Miscellaneous is 42%. But that miscellaneous also includes the chess. And 20% for Assassin's Creed Unity Dead Kings. So, I think I only have... I'm in sequence 8. I have 9, 10, 11, 12. And then I'm done with the story missions. But I need to do the Paris ones too. So in the Paris stories, you have the helix rifts. That's where there's a disconnect between the here and now. And then social club missions. I'm not sure what those are. But there's some I can do and some I can't. Paris stories. Paris stories are things that are going on in Paris at this time, I think. Yeah, so like Paris stories is scene stealer. Mademoiselle Montezera oversees several actresses who have formed intimate liaisons with important people. These actresses record any secrets their lovers happen to share and send them to Monastery. Steal Monastery's book of secrets. So, but that's a level 4, so I'm probably not going there. We also have D'Essays for pay. I could do that one. I think so. I think we're seeing bits of French history there in the Paris stories, but I'm not positive. I don't know, because I don't know how they set this one up. It's really odd. Because Assassin's Creed 2, while you had stuff going on with you in the history, and the same thing with Assassin's Creed 1, the stories in it were separate by themselves, the Assassin's Creed parts of it. So this kind of follows that. So even though he's visiting things and we're having a story mode, the story of Paris's history is around him, but is not part of the stories we're doing. Like they don't have a direct effect. Yeah, but I don't think they don't change the history any. It's more like where Arno was during the history, not what things he did for the history. I don't think him stealing those letters changed in any shape or form what happens to Prince Henry and Marie Antoinette. I mean, it's going to happen no matter what he does. Correct? So we're kind of we're only seeing his side of it, of what's going on, and that's an overlay. We're not really part of the history. It's not going to change. Just because Napoleon came in and stole the stuff, which he probably didn't, but it's a story they added, that doesn't make it real or true in any shape or form. But the history that's going on is real and true. Does that make sense? Yeah. So that's how all Assassin's Creeds are. The background story is the true history that's going on, and then they put the overlay of the assassin and the Templar story. Because they were Templars in Assassin's Creed 1 because they're in the Crusades, and there were Templars in the Crusades. And there was probably Templars during the Renaissance period of time. I don't remember the exact date that the Templars were all supposedly murdered. And it wouldn't be in this realm of Assassin's Creed, that storyline would never play out. If it did, it would only play out in the same way as how the assassins all died. Because they did a huge purge, like the assassins did a huge purge and wiped them out for that period of time. And then they come back differently. Okay, so we're doing this one. Yeah, so that's why I kind of like the stories, because it doesn't really change anything
This morning I was accosted by
in the
three
two
men carrying
stories.
some poor soul's head atop a pike. Seems they mistook my uniform for a mark of nobility and demanded I shout, "Long live the Republic," to prove my allegiance.
I suppose.
But
having
Valhalla
extra
has already been
complicated
deemed
now
as
per
not
se.
a true Assassin's Creed
What did
story.
you do? I
Yeah,
shouted,
because he's
"Long
not
live
an
the
assassin.
A man of principle.
Republic." Life.
He doesn't ever become an actual assassin.
But this is what happens.
Yeah, but that's only because the
Command of
assassins
government
are there in
must
the
command
place
the
with
army
you.
to bloodthirsty savages.
Rui.
You're not really. You're getting rid of people that are
The man redefines
against
the
you
term
because they're
friends in
English.
high places. He's untouchable.
But
You
know
don't.
where I can
No,
find
you
it.
don't learn the assassin skills.
Rumor about the
That's what I
Baptists
forgot.
is
You
the
forgot to
Indian
remind me to
Crows
check
plan
on
marching on
Valhalla.
grandchild
I was gonna go
something.
see where I was at in that storyline. I'm not. I haven't done any of the storyline. I've only done the
Few in
viewpoints
France would suffer.
in Valhalla and some of the riffs.
Well, practice your speech making.
Right, but it's not in the sense of how Assassin's Creed stories go. He's not an assassin. He never joins the order. They just, if you watch the cutscenes, because you can watch the cutscenes where he meets the assassins, and the one, not the leader, but the, I don't know what he would do, the apprentice, I guess. He's like mad because the mentor gives Invar the tools of the trade to allow them to build a history spot, because that's what they're building basically, is a library to put all their stuff in. But he's not really actually doing assassin work. What he's doing is he's fighting against the English, and they just happen to all be Templars.
Nobody try anything.
I'm just telling you. Some, but he still she doesn't really follow that thing, which they're doing is a different storyline that just happens to coincide with the assassin. The assassins are very much in the background of the story, not like they are here. See, here it's everything is in direct correlation to the assassins. He was in stealing papers from the king because it implicated to the assassins. He's here killing this guy because he was part of the whole kill the top assassin guy. Anar, you're talking about in Anar, or are you talking about Valhalla and Eivor? Right, they were traveling through looking for, yeah, historical bits and to bring people into the assassin order. But they weren't an actual assassin order there. They were trying to build a library to collect the information that they had been sent to, but they weren't really an order at that time. I'm guessing, though, they go down to become an order. I don't know. Like I said, I only know what I've read about that because I'm not, when I played it, and what I've played in Valhalla and how the sense of it goes, because you're not getting a sense of, like, if he's not there to protect the people's choices, which is what assassins are about. His people, yeah. He's protecting his people, but he's not protecting all people. What the fuck? Oh, I can't go up. God damn it. How do I get up there?
Keep still.
Where is he at? This guy's yelling at me. Oh, I see him. Well, they're not. There is an order, but I don't know where they're at. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know where the headquarters for the assassins are in Valhalla. What we have is a bunch. We have a guy who's traveling with his apprentice, who's recovering lost items to bring them all together. That eventually Altair is going to find. Because Altair's whole storyline after you beat the Templars, you know, the backstory, the whole backstory of Altair is about him rebuilding the assassin order and then ending up finding all the protective stuff. But you don't get that in the game. You only get that in all the other games. You have to, you have to play the other games to get the sense of it. Because in Assassin's Creed 3, Brotherhood, he finds out about Altair. I mean, he's got his armor and stuff, but he finds out there's a huge library and that he has to go and get that library. And that's what Assassin's Creed 3 is about. It's the whole tracking down Altair, and then he finds Altair has put himself in the temple, the tomb, with the pearl or apple of whatever, and it stated that his whole life was built on protecting the assassin order, but it took away his whole life. So he sacrificed his whole life in that. And then Encio, the same thing. He's 70 years old, and his whole life has been 60 years old.
For we shall yield to nothing but bayonets.
And so that's his whole thing. And so it's all about the assassins collecting all their information.
Minister is to govern. To govern is to reign. That is the essence of the problem.
Mr. Mirabeau. Pathetic, isn't it?
Well,
Surely, Rats deserve
I think
better.
that if you look at it, the timeline of it, right? The future.
What was that?
So as the player, you're in the future, but even further in the future than you were in any of the other Assassin's Creeds. That's the timeline that's straight through, is the timeline of you playing against Absurio.
You've done well, Captain.
As an assassin, the story bounces around as you play the game, even though the timeline is very solid as you play through each as the secret player.
Starve them. With famine and fury, they will see their false masters for what they are, but do
Well,
it
hang on just a second, because I got a cutscene, and I'll explain it to you, because it's very tricky in that aspect. And you only see it when you play all the games. Nope, here we go. I gotta escape. Alright, so in Assassin's Creed 1, you're Desmond, who gets captured by Obscurio, so I think that's how you say it, who takes him away, and they're using him so they can learn where the Apple of Eden is, based through his, memories, right? And so they have him strapped in a thing, and they're forcing him to go through Altair's things. He escapes at the end of Assassin's Creed, and Assassin's Creed 2 carries forward in Desmond's timeline, right? And carries forward, for the most part, forward in the past. Because he goes from being with Altair to then being in the Renaissance. So he went from the Crusades to the Renaissance. So there's a timeline that both of them are going forward in time. So Assassin's Creed 2, 2B, or 2A and 2B all follow a direct chronological time in Ezio's life, where you learn more about the Assassin's Order. And then I gotta start over, really? Fuckers. God damn it. Alright, hang on. I gotta do this all over again. Sucks. And then in Assassin's Creed 3, you jump again. So you jump forward in time for both Desmond and Connor, right? You go through Connor's whole life and before and during the French and Indian War, and the end of the French and Indian War, I think, if I'm right. I don't have more medicine, so we're gonna have to go get some. Yep. So that sucks. God damn it! Kill me. And then after that one, you start to see this weird timeline thing they got going on. Okay, so then in Assassin's Creed Black Flag, right, which is 4, you go backwards in time as the assassin, and now Desmond's dead because he dies at the end of Assassin's Creed 3. So now they have Desmond's consciousness in their big database, and it's Rebecca and I can't think of the other guy's, the English guy's name, Rebecca and the other guy, who are dictating this dude. You meet the dude they hire to build the game of Edward Kennedy. But now you've gone backwards in the Assassin's Creed timeline while going forward in the Obscurio timeline and the future assassins. Assassin's Creed Rogue, same thing. Now you go even further back, because now Assassin's Creed Rogue takes you before Edward Kennedy. I think. I'm trying to think there. Yes. Takes you backwards in time before Edward Kennedy, because you meet, no, is it forward or backwards? forwards, sorry. So you go forwards in time now, as in for Rogue. You go forward in time because you meet Edward Kennedy's son, who is Connor's father. So you're between, in Rogue, you're between Assassin's Creed 4 and Assassin's Creed 3 in that timeline. And you are now another person playing a totally different person in Obscurio, who's creating the road concept and digging information out, who is totally separate from the person that was playing during Black Flag. This is where they started making things a little more tricky for you. When they had just Desmond, it was easy because you were moving forward in time. But now it's, so now all you have is Rebecca and the other guy, the English guy, who's digging out information. And you find out later that Desmond's memory banks somehow are added to, and people are pulling stuff from, but that's like weird backstory. In this one, you're going forward in time again, but I don't know where the French Revolution lays in the time period, so I can't tell you how far forward it is. Like, is it past Connor now? And if it's past Connor, right, if it's after 1776, I don't remember when the French Revolution was. But if this could mean that he's doing his thing at the same time Connor's doing his thing. So now you got two timelines going on at the same time. So you're not going forward or backwards in time. You're going forwards from Rogue because Arnaud is after Shay, right? And now you got another person playing Arnaud. And I think his name's either Sebastian or Duncan, the person you're playing who's playing him. So then, yeah, that's why it starts getting really weird, because following the whole timeline's a little problematic. Okay, then you have, because what's going on in the now time is that Rebecca and, I think is it Duncan? Rebecca and whatever her partner in crime is, they're recruiting people for the Assassin Order, and those are the players you're playing. They're talking to them in the real world, directing them, because they're helping you, they're changing you over into assassins while you're working for the Templars. That's that timeline thing going on. So then Syndicate, which I haven't played, is a big jump into you, because you're in Syndicate, you're during the Industrial Revolution. So that's the 1800s. So that's, now you've made this big huge jump from this time period to that time period, and I don't even know, since I haven't played the game yet, I don't know what the player in the real time, which is 2000 and something, what the real player is doing. So I don't know what's going on that. I do know that when you get into, the only thing that you find out about Desmond later, and I only found out about because I went to the Wikipedia, is at some point he becomes a data point, and they call him something else. He becomes something that works with the Sage. And the Sages are the new things they added during Assassin's Creed 4, because the Sage is the dude that Kennedy ends up doing the thing. That's alright, Feely. I did the wiki too. That tells you. I just don't, I'll wait, and when I play it, we'll know. I was just explaining to Cuz Walt how that works. So you've got these two, you've got the past timeline moving forwards and backwards, and then you have the now timeline, which is actually the future, because every time Ubisoft builds it, it's a jump in the future. So it's those have only directly going towards the future, but you don't know the time periods in that real world. I hear you, Feely. So then what happens is that then when you get to, is it Odyssey or Origins is next? I don't remember the thing. But you're going way back. So now you're going further back than Altair. You're going way back. But yet you're still moving forward. And one of them is a female operator that you play. I just don't remember her name off the top of my head. And then both of those are separate. One's in Egypt and one's in Greek. So you have the time period separated there too. And then Valhalla comes around. And then Valhalla goes even further back. well, actually further forward. So it comes forward because I'm pretty sure that Rome is starting to dissipate by the time Valhalla starts its playthrough. And then you have another, that same person, I think, who's from one of the other ones, is also still the operator, but you're further in the future. So it's like they've gotten further away from each other rather than closer to each other. So that, and then you have all the extra games. So you have the Chronicles on PlayStation, which are China, India, and Russia. And I think it's China's earliest, India's in the middle, and then Russia is more industrial as well. And then you have games that were out on Game Boy. Quite a few games that were on the Game Boy, and quite a few games that were on the PSP besides Liberation, because I played 2 on the PSP and 2 on the Game Boy that tell you more about the story of the Assassin's Creed order. Like, it explains about, one of them in the Game Boy explains the story of Altair and the woman he meets and his sons and stuff that you end up learning about in Assassin's Creed 2, well, Revelations. So I have to go find a shop because this person kicked my ass. Huh? Storyline? Yeah. And then each one of them, they spend an awful lot of time, right? And then each one of them, they're spending time on the Templars storyline, because you have where you visit the Templar storyline off and on. Like in this one, you're visiting the Templar story. In in all the Assassin's Creed, you have a adversary that you meet in some form, who's a Templar, who you end up finding out about their story as well. And then you have all of the individual stories that the Assassin's Creed is each assassin's going through that you play. And then you have the history. So, I mean, they're pretty complicated in the storylines. So if you don't know anything about the history, you're kind of like, The Yellow Knife Circle, yeah, is from China. And I played the Chronicle. Those are platforms, so I'm not really good at platforms. No. So you're just, it's just part of the background story so that you know. So if you don't know anything about the French Revolution, I know a little bit, but not enough that I would understand the interpolitics of it. So if you don't understand them, you're, like I said, it's a little hard to follow it because they're not giving you anything. The American Revolution's a little easier for us here in America because we kind of know more about, you know, George Washington and all those people. I'm not sure how much we knew about the English part of it, you know. Same way with what's going on with Shea, you know, during the French-Indian War and stuff like that. So I think that you just have to, if you're interested, you just go and you read the history part of it. And then find out about how that, but it doesn't have a direct correlation in understanding how to play the game. I mean, it doesn't matter if this guy here that I'm going to kill had a real part in history or not. It doesn't, you know, it doesn't affect me. In fact, we can look it up and see, because they give you all the information. I just don't read it. So, I just don't. I mean, there's a lot of information here. Let's look at people. Well, so right, so here's the database, and we're looking at general. So this is the people that he meets in the story. So there's Alois Latouche, a tax assessor during the reign of Louis the 16th. Alois Latouche seemed distant for life of the middle class mediocrity. Okay, so then you see a little star next to it. This is where the person in the now time has a conversation with the person who is playing the assassin, because this is the information they're giving you. So that person's very sarcastic, I found. So he was a tax assessor. He only had himself to blame. And then The next part of that is records indicate he was dismissed from his post amidst charges of bribery and unable to find further employment. He sank into obscurity. So the historical part of it was there was Alois Latouche, and he was an actual person who existed, and he was a tax assessor. But other than that, he ended up falling because of bribery, and then nothing else has ever known him. There's no paper or information about him because he's like so many other million people in the past. If you weren't important, nobody's keeping anything. Though he could have had a journal and it just got caught in a fire or something. So I have Arnaud Victor Dorian. Okay, born to Charles and Maureen Dorian in 1768, Arnaud appears to have spent most of his early childhood traveling around Europe and North Africa with his father, who was an assassin, his mother having left after what was described as a philosophical difference, because he was an assassin. And then, so the operator says, philosophical difference here it can be taken to mean found out her husband killed people for political reasons. I imagine she was very keen to consciously uncouple from that guy as quickly as possible. Arnaud drops out of the historical record, so at some point he didn't exist, and then he exists again in the mid-1780s. Though I think when they say historical record here, they're talking about the game historical record, not real life. I'm sure there was never an Arnaud Victor Dorian. When his name comes up in several dispatches from the Marshalsea in and around Versailles, fragment of records indicated him as a prisoner in the Bastille in 1789, which is where we start the story. But he was not among the prisoners liberated when the fortress was stormed. The only other direct reference to Arnaud Dorian are in the journals of Napoleon in the entries dated August 1792, October 1795, and May 1880. I am still working to dig up more details on Arnaud's relationship to Napoleon. Significant to say they had an interesting friendship, and in the way that a philosophical difference can be interesting. So, no, this is the lore that I told you I don't read, and I'm not even halfway through it now. So, Captain Rose, the son of the chambermaid at Versailles, Philippe Rose grew up accustomed to the extravagant, I know that word, eclectic demands of the nobility. From a very early age, he ran errands to the marketplace for the royal family and their guests, procuring the rarest goods at the best price. One day, inspired to see the rest of France, Philip left Versailles behind. Okay, let's unpack that little world inspired, shall we? The king himself had taken note of Philippine's mother's beauty, and in return for housing their family, had taken to inspecting her room at 4 in the morning. His mother weathered the king's violent bedroom behavior with pride, telling young Philip that if she gave birth, their station in life would be raised. No, that's a female. Philippine? Is that how you say that? And as luck would have it, she became pregnant. Philippine was overjoyed to see his mother so happy. Okay, maybe that's different. Using the small stash of money he had secreted away, he ran to the market, bought toys for his future sibling. But the happiness was fleeting. Philippine's mother died in childbirth, and the king dumped her body into a pit with the other commodores, and Rose was inspired to leave immediately. In 1789, war began, turning his purchasing talents to Jacobite cause. Philippe, this guy, proved himself quite adept at procuring exotic armaments. He was later rumored to have sold Charlotte Corday the faithful weapon she used to stab Marat. After purchasing several weapons for Commissioner Brox himself, he was entreated to join the French military. He partnered with Napoleon at the siege of Toulon, determining the locations of all nearby artillery and aiding with the requisition to complete the siege. Rose wasn't exactly a white knight unless he was knighted by the Rockefellers. Terrorizing the garrisons to secure their artillery, he turned a handsome profit for himself in the process. Sensing a fierce, ruthless spirit, Napoleon recruited him for a special mission in St. Denis. Handsomely played, or no doubt. I don't know why. They've not done this before in the lore. I don't know why I'm having conversations. I guess it's because in Assassin's Creed 2, the English guy who's your navigator gives you these weird tidbits like this too when he's talking to you. But he actually talks to you. This you have to read, and it's kind of confusing when you're reading it. What the hell's going on? I mean, so here's another one. Here's another one. Here's another one. So all this whole page right here is every single person that he has met so far in some form. Yeah. And you, most of them are just people you killed or met. There wasn't any real need to know who they were, you know? Like, that's the guy you killed, what, 2 missions back? Only as an operator. So you're not going to get, none of these guys are going to come back in the past. What you're going to get is an operator who might be playing as somebody who played a bad guy here, got killed, based on how the whole overall scheme of Assassin's Creed is. So the whole umbrella of Assassin's Creed is it's a game that a company called Absurdio is selling in the now time, while, because Absurdio is the Templars, using the gameplay that is being done to find all the secret weapons left behind by the older civilization. So the people who play, I call them operators. I don't remember what they call them because they are both assassins and Templars. But the people who are playing or are the operators who are going back in time through the use of the DNA memories can revisit other areas. They don't really explore that a whole lot. Like you might meet, like there was Desmond's father. So there's a whole storyline in Assassin's Creed 3 in which Desmond's father, I can't remember his name, Miles, it's something Miles, that's his last name, I don't remember his first name, has an issue with one of the Obscurian guys. And so that storyline comes out in other stories, in the other lore. You'll hear about it bits and pieces for a little while. Same thing as Desmond will pop in here, and what was his name? Number 16. Loop. It wasn't Loop 16. What was his name? Subject 16. So in Assassin's Creed 1, you meet Subject 16. In Assassin's Creed 2, you learn more about Subject 16. And then in the rest of Ezio's story, Desmond meets more and learns more about the fact that now Subject 16's personality memories are stuck in a database, and they need to figure out a way to free him. And then that happens to Desmond in the long run. So, no, none of these historical people will show back up. Because you are playing them, they existed, you know, but you're only playing them in the sense of how they work in the story. Right. So, like Leon here. So we meet Leon. So, like, right. Yeah, so Leon, the little kid that I followed around a little bit, he's got no historical date worth reporting. And then she goes on to say, well, we'll see about that. Child to a Moorish mother and a Caucasian father, Leon was left with a note pinned to his shirt outside the cloister of St. Denis. The monks brought the 2-year-old into the orphanage of Villa Madame Margot. From the beginning he was troubled, keeping the madam up late and into the night with his crying. His relationship with the other children wasn't much better. He kept to himself, playing games with his imaginary knights and daring battles in his room. By 7, he had discovered every conceivable escape route from the orphanage. Leon challenged himself to do the impossible, skinning heads while their owners were hanging the laundry, stealing pliers from the doctor right before he pulled a tooth, swimming the width of any river he came upon while remaining underwater. These Antarctic? No, I know that word too. Feats changed one day when Leon saved an aristocrat from a gang of Jacobites. A young boy and girl were trapped inside the catacombs calling for their mother. Leon climbed down only to watch the gang chase the two to a dead end. Running without watching where she was going, the girl plunged through the crevice to her death. But by using his knowledge of the passages beneath the city, Leon was able to save her brother. Returning the boy to his teary-eyed mother, Leon realized he had discovered his true calling. So it's possible that Leon's going to go further into life doing something, and it may be recorded at some point in time. Because a lot of times that's why they put this shit in here. There are characters you might see later on in the time period, but it's rare. Yeah, I mean, you meet a lot of assassins that are like that. And then we have all this shit here. These are, I think these are actual famous people. Well, Ubisoft does pretty good with that. And then you have all the places. And then you have miscellaneous stuff. Events, so we could look at the events. So, August 10th, and on August 6th, 1792, a crowd gathered on the Champ de Mars once more to petition the king's deposition. An atmosphere of besiegement reigned in Paris, but it was not against foreign enemies that the insurgents sought to defend themselves, but those from within. Those who were in the position to derail the revolution, Jacobites and Cordelines, took refuge in the Paris city hall along with 7,000 soldiers. The king straightened his positions at the Tuileries Palace from 2,000 to 3,000 men, mainly Swiss guards, on the night of August 10th, with the monarchy just hours from its impending doom. The tocsin sounded to mark the beginning of the revolt. The insurgents wanted to ensure that the king would be unable to gain his rights. The fighting was swift and brutal. The Swiss guard were massacred almost to a man. The king, meanwhile, took advantage of the confusion to slip away from the palace and place himself in the hands of the Natural Convention. Funny how the nobles are rarely the first to act nobly. Ultimately, the assault led to the demise of the Legislation Assembly, the formal abolition of the monarchy, and the creation of the National Convention. It also led least directly to the September massacres a month later. So that was 1792. So what? 20 years after the American Revolution. So this is after Connor and I'm thinking Shay. Well, we knew it was after Shay, but then Shay was either during the same time as Connor. He must have been, because Arno was a young boy when Shay killed his father, and so Shay had to have been he was in the Americans, we know that. I think that, if I remember right, Shay is right before, so Assassin's Creed Rogue is directly before Assassin's Creed 3, because Archimedes, who trains Connor, was also the head of the order that Shay rebelled against in the Americans. So there you go. And I only know this because I played these games quite a few times. So September massacres. Well, syndicates during the Industrial Age, so that'll be interesting. I know a little bit more, but not the English Industrial Age. But I do know a little bit more about that. It would be before World War II. The military situation in 1792 was deteriorating. Although Duke of Brunswick, Commander-in-Chief of German Army, had made his way through Lorraine onto French soil. It was the defeat of Verdun on September 2nd, 1792, that scared the French deputies. While this sword of Damocles hanging over the head of Paris, a great many revolutionaries called for a radical purge of all opposition. Among them was Marat, who exclaimed, rise up, let the blood of the traitors flow." In a similar vein, Danton memorially affirmed against the Duke of Brunswick and the invaders, "We need audacity, and yet more audacity, and always audacity, and France shall be saved." I'm a little confused, though, because Marat is one of the murders that we do. So, quite an audacious thing to say. He's setting a good example. At this time, audacious. Yeah, at this time, the prisons were filled with thousands of men and women, some hostile to the revolution. Hang on, Philia. I'm going to look and see what you said. Such as non-juring priests and former aristocrats, but also common law criminals and lunatics. Fearing that the prisons were a veritable nest of traitors waiting to strike at Paris from within, even as Brunswick invaded from without, the revolutionaries made for the prisons and began murdering anyone even remotely suspected of counter-revolutionary sentiment. Between 1,090 and 1,395,000 prisoners were killed before the massacres finally ceased. These outbursts of punitive violence had left their mark on the Parisians, although a number of deputies insisted that these actions had been necessary. In the province, they engendered disapproval and horror with regard to Paris, but they also spread terror among potential opponents. Now that's when they talk about in Arnaud's history, he is in the Bastille when they come. He leaves during he's not there. They can't find him afterwards after this, and so it's presumed that he had died, but he didn't. He was becoming an assassin. Sounds like a Greek guy. You have Jacobite descendants? Righty. So these are the history events that are occurring during this period of time. So, and then, like I said, she makes notes of it. And then, so here's the storming of the Baptiste. Because this was done in 1792. Okay, this actually started earlier in 1789. So... and we haven't even gotten to the beheading parts yet, so... Yeah, I have to kill... I got my stuff, so now I gotta get back up here to kill this guy again. I already killed him once. I think that'd have been enough, but then I had to leave and I died. That was sucky. Yeah, they'll do that to you. That's the only bad thing about the game is it will... I can't go up that way. It will kill you. Oh, yeah. Because not only do you have to kill, but then you have to complete the boss. Because it's like a boss fight. So to complete that boss fight, you have to... I'm going to have to go down here. To complete that boss fight, you have to also lead the fight. So that's kind of the problem there. I have a worse problem. I can kill people, but I sometimes have a really hard time doing the assassinations. What do you do with the bodies? Well, I don't know. Stop killing people. You wouldn't have to worry about it, would you? That one's good. Alright, you're done. Where else am I going? Oh, this guy over here. I'm gonna have to kill everybody, is what we're gonna have to do. Oops, shit. Missed you, dude. Yeah. I have to keep from getting shot. Son of a... Okay, he's down. I don't think I can loot him. I don't have anything. Alright, so we have to go up above. Up above! The world's so high. Huh. Oh, we've been here frickin' before. Yeah, I remember this. I had to come here before for those puzzles I was doing. Yeah, I was here and I ran around in circles quite a bit. That's the only reason I remember the inside of the place, because I ran around in circles a lot trying to find frickin' puzzles, because here's that too. I already got that. Yeah. But now I gotta find a way out, which is the problem. Oh, there's a whole bunch of the assholes over there. What are they doing over there? Ow. No, I'll look that up later. I'm sure they're just Templar thugs or church thugs or something like that. Because the church would still have a bit of, say, they had lost a lot of it during the Renaissance, but technically... Oh, fuck you, asshole. Why are you so hard kicking? There we go. And in France, the Catholic Church didn't have as strong of a hold on the monarchies, if I remember right, as they did. And by the 1700s, they were losing a lot of their huge power like they had before that, like during the Renaissance and stuff. What would be the reason for being in here? Absolutely nothing. I can't get out. Oh, yes, I can. Okay, that's the reason. Let's see if they'll let me out. Oh, no. I mean, they were still, don't get me wrong, they were still influential, but not in the same aspect as they were during the Renaissance and the Crusades. There's a lot more going on in that time period for the church. God damn it. Can I get him? To get him? Well, I mean, a lot of the problem was because during the Renaissance period of time, you know, they got really weird. So that was part of the problem. Why do you get to get me and I can't get you? Well, you also had a lot of, during the late 1700s and early 1800s, where the church and the governments were trying to separate. And assassinating me. I gotta get these guys first. Bitch, you're hard to hit. God damn it! Stop it! I'll kill you first. You've got a gun. And they all have guns, but he has a... Yeah? Yeah? They're not tough? Or they're really tough? You know, okay, so all Assassin's Creeds, when you have to do the assassination in the storyline, it's not so much that they are hard to do, it's that, like I said, it's a combination of whoever they have with them. Like, so I had about 6 or 7 people I had to kill. And then, you can usually kill them pretty easy, but then you gotta I have to get away after this cutscene before all the rest of them show up to kill me. And they can kill me anywhere until I get past that one area. So... they're not, so far that I'm getting higher on my health where they can't one-shot me anymore, but if I'm already low, yeah, they'll kill me. Oh, he wanted to know him.
Pathetic, isn't it?
Yeah.
Surely France deserves better.
Alright, so what happened is this guy wanted to meet the assassin leader. He got snubbed, so then this guy... So then the Templars meet him and say, look, yeah, literally, that's what happened here. So he got snubbed, so now he's a Templar because he didn't get snubbed by them.
Brave.
price of grain is higher than ever, Grandmaster. Our agents are in place to divert the shipments to our docks. They wait only your command.
Good. Starve them. With famine and fury, they will see their false master for what they
And
are.
a revolution
Do it
going on.
gradually.
Because it's still all about the power of man.
Grandmaster. If not too.
How much power can I get? I'm going to tell you one of the things I miss, though, in this game is I miss the interaction you have with the older people, that like Juno and Jupiter and all that supernatural stuff. I miss that. I like that. That was one of my favorite things, was the finding out that they were in the background doing, you know, whatever to control the whole aspect of it. But they kind of ended that when Desmond died, because he did it to stop them from, he sacrificed himself so that they wouldn't blow up the world. He did what they asked, but it's kind of weird, because I kind of miss it. I didn't think I would, but I always thought it was kind of interesting that you had this whole civilization, you know, that had looked so far into the future that they were setting up the future of their own descendants to help them, you know, one way or another, and some were helping the Templars and some were helping the Assassins. So that was intriguing to me, that was how the story went. But for whatever reason, that they turned away from that. I don't know if they just thought it was a dead-end story, you know, how far can you go? Because that happens a lot when you write a story and you've got these bad guys, and then who's going to be worse than the bad guy you already had? And then how far can you keep going with those bad guys? When the reality would be just create new bad guys, you know? I thought they were running out of old god names, so they didn't know how to go from that. Well, you do. You get to talk to Juno and Jupiter and all the other gods. Well, that's because the Egyptians and all those they'd be more into their gods than they would here. Here they wouldn't really be interested. In the Renaissance, it was kind of interesting because they knew they existed, because they were looking for they were looking for the apple of Eden. So they kind of knew that was a thing. Okay. Yeah, it's weird. Weird. I love the Assassin's Creed. Yeah, and they do very well with it for the most part. You know, they do really well with the whole story and everything. It does get a little funky sometimes, but if you go back and look at the history, and then the wiki helps you a lot for that too. Keely, I'm not ignoring you. I saw your stuff. You're more of a moderate conservatism. More with the moderate conservatism. Huh? Feely's chit-chatting about his history and his connections in his family. And moderate conservatism mixed with anarchy. Anarchy cannot exist on its own. We all know this, right? The whole term of anarchy kind of defeats the concept, because it can only go so long before somebody steps in and has to... Because if you have anarchy with rules, it's really socialism. Depending on how many rules you get. Oh, we've got a jump in history here. Because he's talking to her now.
What do you know about grain merchants?
Good to see you too. Most of them are very poor just now. Why?
I have a lead on Germain. He has a woman named Marie buying up grain shipments and diverting them to a private dock.
Marie Levesque?
You know her?
The Levesques have been Templars since the Third Crusade. Marie was the only one who argued against Germain's exile. I'm not surprised she's still living with him.
Any idea where we might find her?
Not her, no.
It's not officially utopian. Yeah, I don't know. Anything with anarchy you have to be careful with.
Perhaps I can learn something.
Well, he's talking about modern conservatism with a mixture of anarchy. So the concept is that you don't, there's not a lot of rules. I mean, it's very little rules. It's not really an anarchy, though. Because you can't really have an anarchy if somebody would dictate a rule. Even if you only dictated one rule amongst yourself, like you're not going to kill your friends or whatever, anarchy, philosophy and theory-wise, is absolutely no rules. It's just pure chaos. Everybody does what they want to do. So maybe it's like a whole bunch of mini rules. It would be to a degree, because you could... An example that one of my philosophy teachers showed me is that you've got, let's take 10 people, and in those 10 people, one person murders another person, and the group decides, well, we don't really care, but one person, that the person that you murdered was the lover of another person. So that person then has in it, and within themselves, this concept of a rule, which is you don't kill loved ones. So, but if you do kill loved ones, then I am perfectly able to take revenge. So then you go and kill somebody else. And the rest of the group's fine with that, because there's no rules against taking revenge. But let's say the person you then killed, who first started the whole thing, was somebody else's beloved, and they had a concept, or maybe somebody just liked him or thought you can't kill people with black hair or whatever. I mean, it's just, we in ourselves inherently have rules to govern ourselves. Not even in a society concept, just in ourselves. We have moral rules. We have rules that we believe are universal rules. We have rules that God has laid down. We have rules of love. We have rules of hate. We have rules of war. We have all these rules that we place upon ourselves. So the concept of anarchy is like a very weird, fantastical utopian. That, you know, the world would be better without the rules, but there's really no way to prove that. Because everything has rules. Even nature has rules. I mean, it's not the same as our rules, but... And you can see that when you look at how animals, you know, act.
You missed the key, you dolts. Where are you going?
Row, row, row your boat. Now, I have to follow them. Go to the docks.
Time to chase a boat.
I gotta chase a boat. Well, what the heck? I hope you're a powerful swimmer, man, because that's gonna be a problem. We're swimming in the water where the eels and other shit are. Oh, I'm sure they had eels in the French River. It's nasty water, though. So, I mean, philosophy-wise and theory-wise, when you talk about that kind of stuff, the political concepts and everything, I can't reduce my distance to target. I don't swim any faster than this. We're in trouble. I don't think I swim faster. I don't think I got as fast as I can. But I've been able to get a boat. That's a question there. How else would you trail that? I guess I could run on the shore, but I don't think that's any faster or slower than... Yeah, okay. So I can't do it that way. We can't swim after it, guys. Maybe I mistake with pure anarchy. You can't have anarchy. I mean, you can have the persona of anarchy, which is the idea there's no government rules. But you have to think about it. Anytime you have more than one person in a room, there are unspoken rules between those two people. Even if you're just looking at social rules, like you can't walk up and squeeze somebody's private parts. That's kind of a understanding among people when you meet them. You're not shaking someone's penis or vagina. You're shaking their hand. Correct? So it's a communicative law that you don't do that, which is why when Trump did it, everybody was like, "What?" Okay, we're gonna go this way instead.
Time to chase a boat.
Yeah, but I can't catch up with the damn boat. So let's see. Go away, I don't care, I'm not gonna fight you. I gotta go. See you later. Have fun. I hate when you guys do that because I can't. How do I catch this? I hate these ones. I hate them to a passion. These are not my favorite. You used to have at least one or two of these in every fucking Assassin's Creed where you had to catch something. Yep, this one's not. I'm not doing much better here either. Not sure where I'm going. I'm closer. Jump, please. Can't reduce. No, I don't want. So he jumps in the water. I mean, it's like not even that deep of water, and he jumps. I'm trying to catch up. And then they give you all these stupid things in your way. I mean, it's such a pain in the ass. Where the fuck am I going? Excuse me. You're in my way. Oh, look, there's a dead body, guys. No, it's one of those mystery things. I just haven't done it. Okay, we did it. Phew. Well, no, I agree with you. I mean, when I was young, one of the guys I dated was very much into the whole concept of anarchy. He really believed that the U.S. government society needed to fall and anarchy needed to run so that people could rebuild it, society back up into a more plausible government. But everybody goes through a period of time that that's what they believe. Because you feel like you're not being represented by your government, so your idea is that somehow the government is incorrect. Now, I'm not saying the government's not incorrect, but you can't put anarchy as the way that you would deal with that, because you pretty much would not be getting your say in that. There are quite a few social experiments out there in which they created areas that were total anarchy. They started out as total anarchy, and then they found that you had to have some rules or everybody just kind of killed each other. Like, you know, that it ended up being one person would be in control, like a dictator again, because, you know, it was all about who could protect who, because human beings by nature, when we know this, cannot seem to cooperate unless there's some big giant threat, you know. There has to be this huge threat against humanity for everybody to decide they can work together. Fuck, where am I? There's people all over the place here. Oh shit, what are you doing? You can't knock him in the water like you can in the other games. I got no more medicine. I gotta kill you. Oh, I gotta steal from you. Shit. I didn't need to kill you. I just needed to steal from you. I don't have any more medicine. He's gonna kill me. Fuck you. Okay. I don't have anything. Nope. He's gonna kill me. So, I want to say in Washington State, but I'll have to look it up for you, Feely, and I'll share it with you. There was this huge commune that got started that decided they were going to do anarchy. There was going to be no government and no rules, and everybody just did their own thing. Well, that lasted for, I'm going to say about 3 weeks, and then somebody was going through and stealing everybody's weed. And they got very upset about that. And so they decided they had to put up common rules. So one of the common rules was you didn't steal from anybody. But the problem was they realized then you couldn't enforce it. So how do you enforce in an anarchy society? How do you enforce, you know, any law if your idea is there are no rules? So that's the problem they came across a lot. They had problems with people assaulting people. And it wasn't just, you know, people who could take care of themselves. It was also people who could not take care of themselves that were being assaulted. And so the question then became, you know, how do you do that? How, you know, it was explored. They still exist. You can still go there and live there. It's just, why am I not anonymous? What is the problem here? Then there was the, there's another society in Florida too. So I don't think it's anarchy that you're looking for. I think you're looking for more of like a socialist utopian lifestyle where everyone takes care of everyone and only those who are in the society are part of the society. And you have very limited rules because everybody agrees. I think that's more what you're thinking about, right, Feely? And a place where everybody shares and works together, and kind of like a commune. Communes are pretty good for that. I've been in communes that were like that. You still, though, will come across a person who decides the rules don't apply to them, even the limited little rules. So that there is the biggest problem in our society, is that there are always somebody who will believe that they don't have to follow rules. And I think that's why Assassin's Creed works so well, because that's the story about Assassin's Creed. It's about free choice and make your own decisions versus having to make, I don't know, how the fuck am I gonna do that? You're not supposed to trigger any alarms. Excuse me. Well, it wouldn't be anarchy. It'd be more of a, yeah, it's a type of socialism. It's what he's thinking of. It could be a conservative socialist, which is a combination of capitalist and socialism. So it's not totally socialist. You have some type of commerce and people share in that commerce. Maybe I should go out further and try swimming. You know, that's the kind of the thing me and my daughter, you know, talk about all the time. Having a society where you have a living wage, everybody starts out, because that'd be fair, everybody gets a monthly or yearly, however you want to look at it, supplement to help them live, you know, and they can work on top of that and get more stuff, or they can just live with the basic stuff. Their choice. The government would take care of your schooling, it would take care of your medical. It would still be free market for artists, and you know, you could buy a car or you could buy an expensive car. I mean, you could live in a basic house or you could live in an expensive house. It would all be based on your own idea of what was important to you. Yeah, so I mean, that's partially socialism, because what you're doing is the intervention of a living wage to start. Everyone gets paid. The government pays everyone a set amount from the moment they turn 18 to, I don't know, till their retirement age, I guess, or never. Maybe they never wouldn't have. Maybe you wouldn't have to have a retirement because everybody would already have a living wage. I mean, so I blew it. I triggered alarm. Well, no, I think what they were fighting for was just common stuff that they weren't getting because their king was not listening to him. He was so far, the idea of being a monarch, you know, that he was better, he was assigned by God. That was a lot of their thing. You know, he was better than the average person, so why did he have to listen to him? They just had to do their stuff and do what they were supposed to do. I mean, it happened, and it didn't just happen to the French. I mean, the English went through that, German, every European state at some point went through that because people were tired of there being such a big, huge class differential between those who had money and those who did not, or those who were somehow special because at some point in time God told them they were better than everyone else. That's why they became king, you know, which is interesting because if you look at how monarchies were set up and how people became king, very rarely did it have anything to do with the church. The church just supported whoever was the, you know, whoever it was going to be, because it was more beneficial for them. But I think if I remember right, the whole thing about the French Revolution is that it became, the aristocrat became so high that they no longer were listening to anything that was going on. So people couldn't, you know, feed themselves. They couldn't take care of themselves. They were forced to still pay taxes and support the king, but nothing was coming back to them. He wasn't protecting them. Wasn't protecting them from his own people, you know. So, and I just think that there was, it for the older countries who had been around, you know, almost 1,000 years, the concept of having a king rule you just was becoming kind of out of date, especially with the introduction of the industrial age. You know, things that they were learning was no longer, it no longer did people believe that God whispered in the king's ear. Right. So the world changed, and the monarchy couldn't, you know, people like, the reason the English kept their queen and everything is because they liked the fancy dress and the ceremonies and all that. They just didn't want to be ruled by them, and they didn't want it to be a ruling that made it so they never got anything else. Like, nobody was caring about what was coming about for them. I mean, and England's downfall, the way it went with England is they just decided that it would be better to have a parliament than it was to have a... Yes. Right. And the parliament in itself is not beyond corruption, but now the concept of having a king or queen rule you is so alien to what everyone knows now, because it's been so many generations. Except for in England, because, you know, Queen Elizabeth's been around forever. So, but I don't think if she said, I want to if her family came through and said, we're taking over and destroying the parliament, they'd let it. Well, I'm sure there was tipping points during the French Revolution, too, even though they created a parliament style with the natural conversion. If I remember right, they went through a lot of hard times because you still had, that's why they were beheading people in power, because they didn't want them to come back and start a war, because they'd be able to do that because God told them that they're supposed to be in power of the king. I mean, in Russia, that's what they did in Russia. They just killed the whole family. They didn't have to worry about it. Yeah, he killed everybody. So then there was nobody to come back, and, you know, Lenin and Stalin did their little thing. So, I mean, it's an interesting play of how we control ours, how we feel we should be governed, you know, and why we think one government style is better than another government style. When in reality, if you look at them all, then none of them have really done very well. It's just that there's no other alternative for it at this point in time. I mean, England couldn't all of a sudden say, they're pretty socialist, but they couldn't just say, all right, now we're going to go true socialist, and you guys are all going to govern yourself. Because literally nothing would get done for a while, and lots of stuff would be completely destroyed. There's so many angry people who are not getting fair shake. And I truly believe that most people would not do anarchy at all. They would literally ask for somebody to come back in power eventually if they did not do it themselves. Because living without any type of rules is more chaotic than living with rules. Well, I mean, think about it. You would have to spend all your time protecting your stuff. That'd be one thing. You'd have to figure out some way to get your food, right? You'd have to leave your house to get your food at this point in time. If you left your house, you'd have to make sure your house was set up to at least protect itself. You know. Right, but I mean, if we thought about it, so like here, I don't have a way to really protect my house. So if the guy down the street decided, if we had no police officers or somebody, whether it was mercenaries or whatever, or you yourself, if you have to spend your whole existence protecting what you have, that's why militaries were designed originally. That's why police were designed originally. That's why somebody in power got to dictate who got what and who didn't get what and what happened if you took somebody else's stuff. So if you go down to the basic needs of a human being is, let's say you have a beautiful garden in your backyard, right? And it has a lot of stuff you need. Someone who's not getting that, who thinks they could get away with coming into your yard and taking it, would do so. And probably more than one person, actually, if you thought about it. Because even if you were able to successfully defend from one person, that doesn't mean you're going to be able to defend against the next person, and the next person, and the next person, and the next person. What would happen more likely is you would get together with your neighbors and say, okay, we need to create a coalition to protect our stuff. Right? And then that is a form of government. Even if the only thing you're doing is protecting your stuff. It's still a type of government. Because then it would be, well, okay, how are we going to, you're going to have to figure out how that's going to be done, right? And then you have to figure out who's going to do it when, and who's going to feed their family, or, yeah. Everything becomes, and then who's going to make sure that those neighbors of yours that are slightly corrupt, right, are not going to take advantage of this? You know, George down the street who hasn't worked a lick in his life that just waits for everybody to give him a handout. I mean, I'm not saying the system doesn't have to change. I personally would like to see a more socialist capitalist style. I have a complete write-up for it that I did for a sociology class that would work, but nobody wants to take the time or the effort. And nobody likes to spend the money to get things set up, except businessmen and people that have to, have the money to start something else. But for the most part, human beings want change, but they want somebody else to do the change. They don't want to invest in the change. Because, if you're greedy, you're treated like poop. That only works for some people. I mean, other people don't see themselves as greedy sometimes, so it's really hard to have a conversation with them. I mean, we would like if the perfect world would be if everybody thought the same way, but if everybody thought the same way, when somebody didn't think the same way, then they would be the people everybody'd be against. So that wouldn't work out well, because they might have a really good idea, but you're throwing it out because they're different than you. So, that's... And we can look at history and see all the different ways that countries have and governments have tried to do stuff, and what has worked and what hasn't worked. I mean, lots of tribal governments have worked for very long periods of time. Well, the revolutionary, there's more people upset by it than people not upset about it. So they all band together, right, to make a change. They know they want to change, but they don't really know what kind of change. And then they develop the national convention that then sets up the way things are. A lot of people I know in France love living in France to this day. So I don't know, maybe they got it right. Or maybe they haven't. I don't know a whole lot of people in France that are unhappy, but there have been. I mean, they had that big bombing, so maybe somebody wasn't happy with France or being in France. I don't remember if it was a political statement or maybe if it was just a terrorist statement. You remember which one I'm talking about? They had that huge fire in Notre Dame, or stadiums or whatever it was. And I don't remember what the reason was, but it was huge. It was on TV and everybody was upset, but I don't remember in the end, what the concept was behind it. They did decide it was a terrorist event, but they didn't say exactly what was going on. So where are we going now? But, I mean, like, one of the things that I thought was interesting is the whole history and storyline of the Kurds. You know, how they are completely a society with no home, no land, no place that's their own country. Yet they exist as a whole race of people living someplace who have their own social structure. So that was always kind of intriguing. I mean, they could be nomads. They don't really see themselves as nomads. They see themselves as displaced individual, a displaced race. Yeah, Kurds. So that's very interesting to me. I gotta be level 9. Am I level 9 yet? I don't think so. I have not leveled up. When do we get to level up? I don't know if I can get to that next section. Maybe we should do some Paris stories. Woo! I landed. But I mean, when you look into their history and everything and how they developed into, you know, where they came from and how they developed and then how they got displaced and then how they keep trying to find, you know, some part of who they are, where they're at. It's intriguing, you know, because they have to have some type of society government to have that many people be part of something. All right, so let's see where we are at. Don't know where they are at. I don't think so, am I? Sorry. Let's see. Well, I'm 40% of the single player missions. Sequence 1 is, I don't know what that means. It means there was things I missed, I see. Because I got 75% there. I got 100 there. But I'm just pushing through. I'm not even doing the things. So we're on sequence 9. I'm 22%. But let's go do some stories. I have to... There is a bunch of lore. There was a bunch of lore. We just went through a bunch of lore. How much more do you need? How much more lore do you need? Yeah. Do you ever think, it's just an interesting concept of thinking that there was... I just seen this funny parody TikTok where this guy, he's watching, I think he's watching the Onion newscast, but doesn't realize he's watching the Onion newscast, like he thinks it's an actual newscast. And it says that this, I don't remember where it was, but so many people, the biggest number of people showed up to see the ninja parade, but they have yet to see the ninjas. And then they're talking to people, and people are like, it's just really cool to think that here where we stand, ninjas passed by, and we didn't even see them. So it was this really cute thing, and I was like, uh-oh. It's kind of interesting. Dude, I need you. Excuse me, wrong person. You're the wrong person. I gotta keep going. Excuse me. They're gonna shoot me. Dude, I gotta get this Steve here. Hey, you is what I had to get. Now these guys are gonna be mad and kill me. But the revolutionaries are coming to help me, see? There they are. Yeah, because of what you do. The more crowd events you do, the more the people around will help you. That was a weird sound. I didn't do very well there, guys. Sorry. I need killed him and he made this really weird sound. Oh, it's a 3. I can't do a 3. I killed him for no reason. Sorry, guys. Must suck. You're dead because, well, thought I could do that chest. Alright, let's see where we can go. We need a story. We could do a mystery mission. I don't think I have any here. I could do the rifts. They were level 3 though. I don't know if I'll be able to do that. I guess we could try it. It's fine. I just was there. I was just there, but let's go back and try them. We'll get them off the map. Maybe. No, I can't till I finish Sequence 9, which is what I'm working on right now. Ninjas are corrupt samurais. Actually, I don't think they were samurais to begin with. The samurais were noblemen, most of them. Or family. It was passed down through the family. Ninjas are something different. I mean, all different people just have different rules for different things. Excuse me. I have to knock you over. Because we're going to go do a data gathering. Well, originally the samurai were the personal guard of the noblemen that they lived at. But they made them outlaws. Which is a whole interesting story, too. Well, no, Japan had ninjas too, but ninjas were a different type of thing. They were more of the sneaky assassin types. Samurais were your like duelist, I guess. They came and they had honor and rules and all kinds of stuff. Yeah, there was a whole stuff. One of the best stories for that, even though it is fictional, is that one with Tom Cruise in it. What's that called? That one had a pretty good history concept of samurais. Japan is an interesting society. If you look at their society and their history, it's very interesting. I had a friend that was very into Japanese history, and he'd share stuff all the time. Yeah, so, like, how, when you go to Japan, at least this is what he said, and I haven't been there, so anybody comes back and says, you are incorrect, I could be, I'm going to admit it. But he said when he was visiting there, the thing he noticed the most intriguing to him is that in all the different type of activities that one could do, people took an intense pride in doing it correctly. To the point where they would make them sometimes sick, themselves sick, because they weren't doing as well as they thought they should do. But it didn't matter, because it was just like all kinds of things, like whether it was cleaning the floor or being a janitor or creating candy or whatever. And I see that when you look at some of the that stuff. Oh, dude. This one. Ooh, go that way. We're going the wrong way, dude. I really like these, but it's fine. It's like a puzzle. I get up there. I need that floating one. The floating one's big. I need it.
The data is breaking down. Get to it before we lose it.
Yeah, whatever. She's such a bitch. All she does is whine at me constantly.
This should make our researchers very happy.
You're not doing it fast enough. Hurry up. Get there faster, faster, faster.
Another piece of the puzzle. Well done.
I'm so glad you don't do this one again. I don't know if you do it in the other ones, but I'm telling you, I don't really enjoy this.
This one's encrypted. Wait.
This whole gathering of the... Yeah. Are you home?
I am home.
Who brought you home?
Rachel.
Is Rachel home, man?
Yes.
Everybody's home?
Yeah.
That's good. Rachel.
She's not in yet. She's home, but she's not in the house yet.
Oh, she hasn't actually left her van yet?
She left the van, but she's doing
I
something
gotta
on the
collect
porch.
some more shit. Come on. Do down.
Good. We have enough data to trace O'Neill's position.
Your child, your littlest kitten, his kitten, somebody's kitten, puked all up in the upstairs.
Uh-oh. Do you don't know which one?
No. Your son said it was, Biscuit, but I don't know.
Okay, well, Biscuit, well, I would be happy about that. Would be better than Bean.
I refed them both, wet food, so I'm hoping that helps. I don't think they made, so I need you to look up there and see if another mess was made.
Good. Our techs will start analyzing the
Where am I
data
going
right away.
now? This dude is running around. Excuse me.
That data node is starting to desync. You better collect it before it loses all value.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just following this guy here. Woo! I don't know which assassin this is. Where, fuck beans. Where'd you go? Can't. This is where I have problems because they don't want to drop. Where are we at? No, I didn't. Ah! You fucking me. You just went back down. Oh.
You need to gather that data before 10 seconds left.
Leave me alone. Oh, shit. Shit. Yeah, we're not gonna make that. Where am I going now? This way. I don't like it when they shoot at me. Seems unfair. Right? Hurry.
Very good.
Hooray, we did it!
Assassins save and more data to
Whoop whoop. No, I don't want to play again. No, I don't. It asks you if you want to, but I don't want to. Yeah. I have to play the next Rift. I do have to play that one. It's just, I don't know what the purpose is, but I'm kind of hoping I could get some levels out of this. It could boost me up into the next level. You're up really late. Snoozing.
They haven't messaged you yet, have they?
Nope. Why?
I was wondering.
Yeah, no message. Have they messaged you?
No.
Oh. I mean, they know you're.
Well, if they're gonna message anyone, it'd be you.
I doubt that all the other times they messaged you.
No, they messaged you.
They called me,
Well, yeah, I called you.
but they messaged you, which I was surprised about. Like they don't all know what's going on. Okay, so this was. I did that one. 2 or 3. I have to do it one more time. Fuck. I do have to do it one more time. Well, that was stupid. Why not just tell me I had to do it one more time? Because it says 2 of 3. Unless I have to get the other one and I just fucked that. Oh well. We'll try this one and then the next one. And I'll probably call it quits for the night. I think I've been streaming for 2 hours. I gotta start getting I gotta get a timer. Because I don't know now. Because they took that off the thing. Well, they had a timer on Restream, and then they just updated, and OBS just updated, and now there's no streamer. There's no timer on it. It doesn't tell me. I have to look at my chat, see what time it is.
Is this the only thing that got delivered?
Huh?
The chewy thing over here?
That's your brother's.
I know, that's the only thing.
No, something came. No, both of them came. They were for your brother. There's his sand is for Azariel's tank came in.
Hold on. Decrypted. This data comes from deep within the
So.
Well
So yeah, he hit both of those are his.
Yeah.
Why are you expecting something?
Well, I'm still waiting for my last. That's the package.
Oh, from where? For what?
Those
The more data we
bodies
get,
that
the
I
better.
showed you.
Great find.
Come here. This one's running away from me. Come back. Where's that big one? Alright, have a good night. I'll catch up with you maybe tomorrow. You have a good one too. It'll be in the evening after 6 when I'm done with the animation.
Good. Our techs will start analyzing the
Yep.
data right away.
Later, have a good one. Pleasant dreams. Peace.
Wait a second.
I'm not leaving yet, Feely. I'm gonna finish this one and the next one. Because Walt's going to bed though.
Hold on a second. I need to decrypt it. You know where the assassin is. Get me. You need to gather that data before it loses all integrity. Quick. You don't have much time. Try to get out before
Oh
it's
shit.
completely out of
I
control.
died. Fuck. Ah, I died. Night, Caswell. Woo-wee. I just got hot all of a sudden. Okay, I gotta see if we can get this done. Get it done, get it done. I don't know if I can get it done. Ah, hang on.
We're counting on you to save our operative.
Really?
This should come in useful.
I'm gonna follow the operative then.
Excellent. This could hold some major obsolete secrets.
Is it shorter than last time?
The data is desyncing. You need to collect it or it'll be gone for good.
Just be quiet, please.
Sending the data to the lab now. That data node is starting to desync. You better collect it before it loses all value. Wow, this should make our researchers very happy.
I can only hope.
Let's hope that contains something valuable. Okay, we have our agent's location.
God damn it, Cats. How'd you get up?
Wait, this data is encrypted.
Yeah.
Nicely done. We need all the data we can find. The data is desyncing. You need to collect it.
Yeah, I know. They're after me.
Hurry up. We're almost out of time.
Think. It's much shorter than it was before. Where the fuck are we going? Come on, pull up, pull up, pull up.
There he is.
Son of a bitch, come on. Up, 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 up. Ah! Fuck it, I'm not gonna make it. I'm gonna have to do it again. It's, every time he takes me by them assholes, they kill me.
Right along, Hal. I wouldn't get into any fights.
Yeah, well, I'm fine, but now I'm not gonna finish this because I don't know where the fuck I'm going. How am I going? Come on, pull up, 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 pull up. Son of a... yeah, no, I can't do it because they won't let me go.
5 seconds. 3.
I have to do it again. Fuck. It's because they got less time and less time and less time. I don't think I completed it though. Because I didn't get 1,000, that's for sure. Yeah, let's see.
The operative is still trapped, but at least the data you found is worthwhile.
The operator. Alright, I don't know. Laying low, good times. I don't know, I can't get this one done. Okay, because I think they shorten the amount of time you can play it. That'd be July's now 64th earnings of 1,860. I don't want to do that. I need to get that data stuff there. I need to get a number 3. I think. We'll see. I'll try it one more time. I don't know. If it doesn't give me 3 after I complete it, then it just means I need another hex. Yeah.
But the assassin is more important. Another piece of the puzzle. Well done. You need to gather that data before it loses all integrity.
You just told me the assassin was more important.
This data comes from deep within the helix. Well done.
Make up your mind. Which is it? The assassin's important or the data's important? I'm not following that assassin though, I'll tell you. He takes me to death row.
The data is breaking down. Get to it before we lose it. Another piece of the puzzle. Well done. That data node is starting to desync. You better collect it before it loses all value. This should come in useful. We're losing that data. Try to reach it before it's gone completely.
God, I wish she'd shut up. She's about as annoying as the suit lady is.
Okay, we have our agent's location.
There's a truck up there.
Operative located. You've done it. Good. Not much time now. Another piece of the puzzle. Well done. Wait, this data is encrypted. Great find.
Come on, I need that one right there.
Hold on. Decrypting. This one.
Bloody good services! I'll have you dead in your tracks.
I don't think so. I gotta find the rest of it.
10 seconds left.
Damn it, go.
3, 2, 1. Run! The simulation is collapsing.
Huh.
Very good.
I didn't beat the other guys
More
though.
assassins to save and more data to find.
Oh, I did. So I got 3 out of 3. So, all right. So play the next rift. Yeah, we did it. We did it. We did it. We did it. Ooh, 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 I did it. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Try to get as much data as you can, but remember to leave enough time to find the assassin.
What the hell is that? That doesn't seem good.
Keep up the good work. The data is breaking down. Get to it before we lose it. I think this data could really help us.
I'm trying to get there. Dude, can you move so I can get out there?
Wait a second.
Oh, fuck. Well, I can't get it now because it made me jump. That was stupid as shit. I don't know what that was about, but I can't stay there because it kicked me
Good
off.
job. The more data we can get, the better.
That was really weird. A tornado ran through Paris.
Excellent. This could hold some major Abstergo secrets.
At least there's nobody here to kill me. Just a tornado. Ow. Would you stop that? Seems rude.
Another piece of the puzzle. Well done.
Ew. Go away.
Great fire.
Oh, where'd you come from? More. Go this way.
Good job. The more data we can get, the better.
Woo!
Hurry.
Ow!
You know where the assassin is. Get to him now.
Okay, as soon as I get this one. Where is he at? He's not that way. So we gotta go this way, find him. Where the fuck is he? Oh, he's up there. Whatever. Go away.
Data received. Operative located. Agent's been covered. You need to gather that data before it loses all integrity. 10 seconds left. Hold on. Decrypting. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Out of time. Hurry!
Okay.
You performed a great service for the Brotherhood, but others still need your help.
Need more data. I did not beat Timba's nicest earnings of 2060 data. Really? We don't want to. Let's see. I want to see if that other one leaves or if it's always there. You get it. Platinum run. I don't think so. I don't think that was a platinum run, but it definitely didn't boost my level up. I need to get my level to go up. My level needs to go up. Go to sleep because, well, you're up late. Go to sleep. Everybody must go to sleep. I'll make pancakes tomorrow. Cooking for so long, so long. You know, Feely, what's funny is, oh, never mind. It doesn't count your YouTube watching. When you watch on YouTube, it says there's no one watching. And then when you watch on Twitch, it'll count you sometimes, but not all the time. Alright, we need something else to do. Concert method. Retrieve his papers from the Akama who have taken advantage of the warrant to arrest. I don't know if I want that one. Sure, let's do that one, I guess. Let's check that. Looking for a fast travel. Yeah. Oh, here's one. That's not what I wanted. Nope, that's not what I want. I want this. I don't have to do that. Yep. Okay, here we go. I know, but I mean, I don't mean now. I meant when you're on YouTube. When you are on YouTube, not now. It never acknowledges you being there. It acknowledges you being on Twitch, but it doesn't acknowledge you being on YouTube. I'm thinking Restream doesn't like YouTube, which makes sense because YouTube still doesn't allow for easy editing through Restream or Streamlabs. And that could just be that they just want you to stream to them and nobody else. Only me and nobody else. Only me. Nobody else. Okay, where are we on? That's right. We're jumping. Whee! Smacked his head. I need medicine. Excuse me, sir. I need medicine. Medicine, please. Ooh, I have skills. Let's see. I'm sure I can't use this one yet. Nope. I have to complete 9. What do we got? I could do double air assassination, that'd be good. Communal sense. I want this one. Buy that. Yep. I now own the double assassination. What is this one? I don't need that one. Disguise. I don't need that one. I don't need that one either, since I'm not playing with other people. Oh, yeah, I can't boost my health yet. Stun grenades. Sure, we'll buy that one. I have stun grenades now. Oh, interesting. Don't think I want that one. Oh, no. Let's try a strike. What's this one? I have enough. Long weapons. I don't know if I want to do that one. Waha. And that one. Nope. You know what? We'll be fine. We'll just save them for when the next stuff comes. Alright, so one way. What's this? It might. You were first there, you were on YouTube, and it didn't show you there. It just started showing you on Twitch. It might be a restream thing though. I'll have to look at Steam Elements. See if we can get that set up. Maybe tomorrow. After I get done with my animation. Oh, there's a chest over here. Okay, so well, it's not below, so it must be over on the other side. Oh, it's in there. Nobody's in here guarding the damn thing? Good. Oop, oop. Oh, I can't go out that way. But we could go up and over. I'd love to be able to climb on roofs like this. Whee! Not be afraid. Just go jumping around. I'm not waiting for you guys. I'm doing something else. Whee! Poof. Yeehaw! Dab? Dab? Okay.
First, they twist my ideas for the Constitution. Now they want to arrest me.
How may I help, Citizen Condorcet?
I must leave Paris immediately. But you can retrieve my research on the history of political progress. My opponent seized it as soon as the warrant for my arrest went out.
I'll be back before you know it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to sign up for it, I guess. I just wasn't sure if I was gonna be around to stream, but hey, we could still do it. I don't think it's up here, but we'll look and see. Oh, okay, so it must be down below. Do I have to go in? Apparently so. Okay, let's see how we get in. Oh, not on this side, is it? Oh. Excuse me. Really? I hear you, you magic little thing. I probably didn't have to go through that door. Nope. Oh, yep, I guess I did have to go through the door. Okay. We're going which way? I have to retrieve his papers, but I have to figure out where they're at in this whole setup. Okay, so which one's further away? That one's 46. That one. Where's the other green one? Oh, let's go do this one first, I guess. Rue de la Harpe. Okay. Pie. I'm thinking I'm gonna take up harping. So I'm gonna. They're not very expensive. Really? Really? Oh, shit. I died. I died while I was trying to do that. And why did you do that? And I died. Yeah, harp. Harp musician. The goddess of jumping around? No. That's a fox goddess for sure. Are you talking about my brain? Because my brain does to jumping around shit all the time. Well, fuck beans. Goodbye, guys. I don't want to interact with you. So they're not really bad guys. So let's do this. There we go. Let's have a party, guys. Ow. There. I will, but... Enemies ringing the bell? Well, that's just bad of them. Where's that guy I need? Oh, he's over here. Ow. I hate that. I don't know how you can do that. I'll just sit up here now. This can't get me. Why not? Oh, I need you to come up here. Stop that. Where'd that guy go? Oh, he's down there.
My pleasure, citizen. Does it make for good reading?
Why you guys are killing me? It's really rude. Just trying to steal it from this guy. I wasn't even gonna kill him. I was literally just gonna steal from him. Ow. Damn it. Who's shooting at me? It's pissing me off. God damn it. I need to jump. Can we jump, please? Thank you. Can I get this guy here? I just need to sneak from him. No. Ah! Why is this one so fucking hard? One more time. It shouldn't be that hard. I just need to get the damn fucking papers from him. That's it. That's all. Go through the whole game, no problems. And now I can't do this fucking piece of shit. Should I just walk in there since you're not bad? As long as I don't do anything, will we be good? No. Apparently not. Here I am. I cannot do shit here. I want to steal from him. Why can I not steal? Okay, this is not working for me. Goodbye, see you later. I gotta go. I gotta think of something else. Nope, I'm dead. I need more shit. How the fuck am I gonna do this? Fuck. It shouldn't be that hard. This is the last time though. If I don't do it this time, well, I gotta go and get more stuff. But if I don't do it after this, I'm done. I'm done. It's driving me nuts. Okay, where's the store at? This one right here. This one seems closer. Yeah, I know. I gotta go get medicine. That's where I'm headed off to right now. I'm gonna come back by through the other side. Excuse me, I have someplace to be and you're all being weird. Okay, so now I too have to go to bed because I have to get up in the morning and do my stuff. How many's left? It's like 4. Here. How many I have left? See the last one. I think he's the last one. Well, this guy here. I have. He's still doing his thing, so can I do my thing?
Right here with you.
Alright, so that's done. That was rather hard to do. Not sure why, but it was. Okay, we got another one to do here. I have to get some more stuff on the way. That way. Which way are we going? Whee! Not there yet. Oh really? Okay, I need a shop. There's one right here. Let's go get that one. Ooh. It's a bit harsh. I got bought from you before, huh? Okay, so now let's go get that one and then we'll call it quits. So, and well, I don't know how I'm gonna move my next level up though. This doesn't do it. Can you imagine this guy's legs, man? Whee, and fingertips. I keep telling you, assassins have iron fingertips. Oh, shit. Shit. That wasn't good. What the fuck was that? This game would at least make it go the way you think it should go. Really? Fuck you guys. That's what got me last time. Fuck! Ah! Okay. It's a little fucking room. I don't know how the hell I'm supposed to get through that. Okay. One more time and then now I've got to finish it because if I don't, I don't. I gotta finish it now. Where am I? Wait. Come on, not. There we go. I don't know what assassins I kill. What? I could. Can you drop? Drop, 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 drop! Just drop now. Drop is be the thing to do, thank you. Ah! 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 Now I gotta go buy more shit. Fuck. I don't know how to do this one. They're all in there, and it says I can't kill civilians, but they're all in the fucking way. I have to get out of the way, that would be fine. I don't want to do this anymore. I might have to call it quits here. It's driving me nuts. Alright, let's do something else here. Where am I at? Okay, let's do that one. Right? Yep. I want to upgrade it. Yep. Okay. Now I want to do my pistols. I don't have enough of that. That damage isn't very good. Can I get that one? Buy it. Do I have enough? Yeah, let's buy that one. Sure, what the hell? Duckfoot? It's the 3-shot duckfoot. Okay, so I want to equip it. Wait, no, go back. I did equip it. Okay. So now let's see. I don't know why it was civilians it was I was killing. Fucking shooting at me. Come on. Come on. Where's it at? Oh, there it is. I need to retrieve it. Really? I just sit here for a minute.
Condorcet can't even string a sentence together. I don't understand the fascination with him. I wish I could see the look on Condorcet's face when this gets published under my name.
I'm more. Okay, there we go. Where are we going now? We did that. Sometimes it's interesting how it can all of a sudden be so easy after you've tried like 50 million times to do it. Yeah. I don't. Sometimes the rules in Assassin's Creed can be a little weird and wonky. Thanks for still hanging out there, Feely. I'm gonna be done though. As soon as I go turn this one in, that's it. I'm done. I'll be back on Saturday. We're gonna play maybe some of the puzzle games, or I got a new game I want to try called Child of Light. I bought it, so it's not like I can play it whenever. But I do want to try it. Maybe we'll start the Harry Potter Legos just for the fun of it, and probably play this game. I don't know. All right, Feely, thanks for being here. I will catch you all on the flip side. Thank you, Cuzwalt, for chatting with me and for playing. Maybe one of these times we can do a Discord chat, and that way Feely can join too. I will, when he gets a mic. Anyway, so you guys have a nice Friday. Maybe I'll see you I'll chat with you on Saturday. If I don't, till the next time we chat, may everything be great. Peace. I'm out of here. Oh, that was it.